The forestry sector of Liberia is our hope for sustainable livelihoods.
I really want to be a forest ranger because I know that the forest is a very important resource to my country.
They are future forest rangers training to protect one of Earth's most important ecosystems, the Upper Guinea forest. Spread across 6 West African countries and originally covering 1.2 million square miles, much of the Upper Guinea has been lost to widespread logging and unsustainable use of forest resources. Today, the largest portion, some 40% of the remaining forest, is in Liberia, and the country has taken some bold steps to protect and conserve the forest.
According to the Liberian Forestry Law 2006, it prescribes that 30% of the total forest area should be left for protected area. That means no one go into do hunting, logging, farming, or what have you. It only be there for conservation. Our topic today.
That is why these men and women undergoing training at the Liberia Forestry Training Institute to become forest rangers are critical to the government of Liberia's long-term efforts to protect the Upper Guinea.
It's the forest rangers who have used or who protect the forest and its biodiversity.
They are the frontline soldiers, we call it. So they assign a logging company, they assign a sawmill, they assign a checkpoint, they assign protected area. Over the period of the 4 years, we have created close to almost 200 rangers.
But to properly protect Liberia's forest resources, it must turn out more rangers.
So it will train more rangers for the Forestry Training Institute. At least about 1,000 rangers. We can protect those areas.
However, they face severe limitations. Like many things in Liberia, the Forestry Training Institute was heavily damaged during the 14-year civil war that ravaged the country during the 1990s and the early 2000s.
But after the war, you can see for yourself the devastation of this campus. The roof, everything down.
As a result, the school lacks adequate
That us, you can hear me? I don't know what's the problem. We're not hearing you. I Is it Richardford that talking? I'm hearing him, but Tata, I'm not hearing you. Y- Yes, brother Richardford. It seems to be like something technical happening in the studio. So let's wait that Tata set it up.
Yeah, I'm suffering from LDC trouble. LDC had just
Ye-
disappeared,
Oh my
so
God.
I will be blank. You will not be seeing me, but I will respond.
Okay,
This
no
was
problem.
giving
But
me,
we can see you a bit. But
yeah,
Tata
my
is the problem. We are not hearing him.
this country is frustrating, man. Yeah,
So let's wait. Let Tata try to settle everything from the studio. Uh, there's a technical problem from his end.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that my background will be dark.
Yeah, I can see you. I think it's a bit better.
Yeah, I try to put my phone light on to just at least give it touch. This is a country, yeah, bro.
Sure. Our country is actually like
Yeah,
challenging. Actually, it's
ADC,
challenging.
ADC, ADC come by session. Yeah,
We pray that thing works well. We pray that thing goes well a bit. There'll be
that is,
improvement. Yeah, as
that's
time
our
goes by.
prayer. That's so much hate.
So while we are waiting status, I can we can start sharing the show. Like I told you, you can share the show on your Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
Any of the channels that you social media channels that you can communicate through. So yeah, while we are waiting him.
Yep, I'm trying to share them with some of my people.
Yeah.
The second link
Because
you
we
send,
pray, yeah.
you send one that scream, uh, that's your page. You share the page with me. Should I share that one?
No, the
Yeah.
live. Now the live you will share. While we are waiting
Okay.
status, we can start the live. It is a live you will share. Okay, let me just share the live with you. Maybe you will know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Let me share the live with you. Any of the channels that social media channels that you can. Yeah, try to share them with some of your people. Yeah. The second link you send, yeah, you send one that scream, that's your page. Share the page with me. Should I share that one? I share with you on Messenger. So let me also share on WhatsApp and say,
Yeah, I think WhatsApp will be good.
yeah, let me share with you on WhatsApp. So when you click on that link, you can share it. That's a live link.
Okay.
Okay, I think we can start the show, but let's try to wait. While we are waiting, Titus, the producer, to come in studio. You guys, we want to appreciate every one of us. I mean, every one of you for tonight again. We are back on live to discuss issue concerning the environment, and we are hosting one of the veterans in the field of environmental study. That veteran, he's not just an ordinary person. He studied in Rwanda here, where he graduated with a first class degree, which some of us try to follow suit. What he did here, the record he set forth first before we can start following, where we came from the back, and then at the bachelor level we try to graduate with first class too. Let us say the two faces that you are seeing on the screen, they are all first class graduates, but for him, he's more than me, because for he graduated uh, in a master program. For me, I graduated from the bachelor program. So we are all first class graduate from the same institution. the University of the Adventist of Kigali, which is commonly considered as Unilag in Kigali City. The both of us graduated from there. Currently, he's in Liberia. He's a professor. He's working. He's putting into implementation practice what he has studied in Rwanda here. For me, I'm studying master here where we came from. So it's a privilege having him tonight on Stream Vision Show to discuss with us his expertise as it relates to the issue of environmental concern in our country, particularly in the forest sector. So we are so proud and honored to have him tonight. Guys, anywhere you are following us, we are coming to you live on Stream Vision in Kigali City, Rwanda. Particularly, the country is considered as the let's say the city is considered as the city of Thousand Hills, city of Thousand Hills, and then Montgomery usually refers to the country as the country of Thousand Hills, not just city of Thousand Hills. Country, you will see hills, you will see mountains, you will see almost everything. So he considers it as a country of thousand hills instead, uh, city of thousand hills. So we are coming to you live in Kigali on Street Vision. We will ask you to share our show tonight on any other channel that you going that you can visit any platform you have, any Facebook page, it be a YouTube channel, it be a Instagram, it be a Twitter, it be a Facebook. You can share with your colleagues. Let them join and participate tonight. Let them follow and then see how best every one of us can join hand to head together and then see how best we can discuss the issue tonight. So while we are waiting our panelists to join, we need to have Victor Mame on the platform tonight as one of the panelists, and Tato Bala as one of the panelists. He's the direct producer for the show, and I'm here as your host for the environmental talk show tonight. And before we introduce our distinguished guest, we will just wait for time to share the show and see how best we can start from there. You know, environmental issue is not an ordinary issue, issue that concerns every one of us. So we live in environment. When your environment is clean, you live a healthy life, and then you contribute to the mitigation of climate change, and then you contribute to the regulation of climate change through forests and other things. There are many things, and based on the expertise and the knowledge of our guest tonight, we'll learn more and more and deep dive into our topic tonight. Sion Comrade, our guest, uh, before we start with the actual story tonight or the actual topic tonight to discuss it, so we will first just start with your background, as an alumni from the University of the Adventist of Kigali, and then you were able to excel to that level, and you graduated with first class, not just an ordinary first class, but from master level. So what was the where is he? What was the success story behind it, or how the success came about? Can you speak to your audience tonight as it relates to your educational background, particularly your study you did in Rwanda, where you came out as a first class graduate? We want to hear from you, and we would like to learn from you, and then other people who are trying to follow suit, and your students, your comrades, your young comrades, and comrades that you left behind here in Kigali, in Rwanda, in every part of Rwanda. They would like to hear from you too. How did that come to reality? We want to hear from you before you
Okay,
can
good. Good
officially
evening.
introduce yourself.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, you can officially introduce yourself first. Then
Yes.
you leave the
My
topic and
name.
then discuss about how the success came about.
Yeah. Firstly, let me say sorry for the poor background because we are suffering from electricity. LDC just disappeared from my community, so this is why you see we have a very poor background. But however, we can't afford to miss the show. My name is Richardford Kpehe. I I'm a Liberian. I also a lecturer now at the University of Liberia. But it is a privilege, really, that you have me on your show. Firstly, I have been in the classroom for long. I have taught so many schools uh, in the area of economics, mathematics, geography for grade school. So coming back to environment, where I specialize in, where I obtained my master's degree in Kigali. So tonight I will be here to share with you because our people say iron sharpen iron. We all learn from one another. No man is an island. So we share our view and we learn from you, we learn from our listener, we learn from their comment, and we share what we have experienced.
So that's good. That's good, and we actually appreciate you tonight to appear on our show, to accept our invitation to appear on the Stream Vision tonight to discuss some of those burning issues, some of those important issues concerning the environment, particularly in our country, Liberia. We actually appreciate you for coming to honor our invitation. Um, can we update you talk about your study in Rwanda while we were
Yeah,
there with our other panelists to come. You talk about your study in Rwanda, and I want to capture certain things from you.
yeah.
You did not just study in Rwanda and go back to Liberia. Oh, we lost our guest, and we lost almost all our panelists. Okay, he's back. He's back. So, like I was saying, your study in Rwanda, it was not just an ordinary study from the master level, and it was not an easy ride. It was not an easy struggle where you excel as a first class graduate. So we want to really learn from that tonight. From there are other students that you network with in this country, or you knew them from your study processes. Maybe you were with them in class, or you even taught them with their assignments and other things. So how did that come about to excel as a first class graduate, not just an ordinary first class graduate, but within a master program? So while we are waiting our parents to come, we want you to throw light on it, how the success came about.
Okay, firstly, let me say thanks to my sponsor, who is the former representative of District Number 3, Honorable Clarence Kotu Masakwe from Lofa County, who afforded me the opportunity to travel to Kigali to do my master's degree there. And also courtesy to my sister who is there, Riti. She was very instrumental. We lived together for almost a year. So she played a major part in my educational sojourn. It was never an easy task to come from Liberia, especially when you are a family man. You leave your family home, you travel to another country just to gain idea. It was really, really, really tough. But we were determined because we knew what we went for. So I never just went there just to look at the country, the beauty, or to flex and enjoy my life. Though is social aspect. But when I got to Kigali, one thing that moved me was their their format in which their courses are planned. That is, but for the master program, you do a course per month. So it was like, wow. In Liberia, we do 4, 5, 6 courses just within a semester. How much more I'm only going to school on Saturday and Sunday, and I'm only doing a course. So I felt that if even I can score 80, then I'm a lazy student. So without motivation, without kinds of desire to him hard, so I put in all of my time. I put in all of my time from Monday to Friday. My sister Rita is a witness. Sometimes I used to be to Chikikiro there. I used to be in the house from Monday to Saturday because we used to go to Saturday in the afternoon. From Monday to Saturday, I'm on book. If you don't see me with my note, you will see with my computer. just like that, day in, day out. So the first course I ever did there was environmental impact assessment. So when the grade came out, I was like, wow. So this thing, I believe that I can graduate with class one. So it was never a play. Encourage all of my friends. They were around. We used to practice together. The Bobby Allison, uh, Kumba, they were all my.
Okay, guys, I thank you. I keep being there as we await our guests to return. I keep following our show and sharing our show and make your thoughts known and make your thought to be heard tonight. I make send your comment through as we start. You can send your comment through our text channel. Maybe you can send we at the end or the middle part of the discussion we will be able to place our number down there, and then you will be able to call and make your comments, and then you can also send your text. So okay, so we can go ahead.
Okay,
We can go
thank you.
ahead.
I'm back. As I said, it was never easy. We have the team that we used to study together. Though, by the grace of God, I was little on top. So I was like a blessing to many of them, tutor them in so many courses. Even the guys from Kigali, I conducted series of tutorial classes or tutorial for my colleagues, both the Liberian and those guys from Rwanda there, especially in GIS, in principal economics, and that of statistics. They are the most three difficult courses in the Department of Natural Resource Management. So with those courses, if you can cross them, then you are going for graduation. So it was never easy. I also want to say thanks to my supervisor, Dr. Albert, who pushed me so hard. Yeah, there was a time when I did my proposal. I submitted two different times. He said I had to redo. I felt I have not learned anything. I said, wow, how can I do a research proposal for two different times and everything he would just run line inside? He said, this is not suitable. I don't feel the taste of your work. Yeah. So he pushed me hard. So I want to say thanks to him. He did work for me. So today I'm able to supervise people thesis work or research work. I'm able to
Okay,
do some data
okay.
analysis and so forth.
That's fine. So what's the message? What's the message to your young comrades that you left behind
So
here? What's the message to them?
comrades who are over there, Kigali is a beautiful place. If you are not careful with the social life, you may not easily graduate. Because in the people country there, they don't compromise when it comes to grading system. So what you score is what you get. So I want to encourage all of them. They put have good life, make use of the opportunity. They have good internet facility. They have uh, they have good lighting system. So with those amenities, you can access to the higher position, post on time to your work, post on time because you went there for a purpose. It is not your home. You will come back to contribute to Liberia. So I want to encourage all of them, both undergraduate and the graduate program, post on time to your work, and you will see yourself successful.
Okay, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. You are you getting me?
I'm hearing you.
Okay, that's beautiful. We actually appreciate you. We're speaking to one of our veterans, our senior comrades, our educator, our teachers. From Liberia. He was here in Rwanda and he graduated with first class. And besides that, he's here tonight to discuss issue concerning the environment. And tonight, the show is all about environment. We call it environmental talk. So we need your contribution tonight to follow and share our show, and then contribute by participating, and then call and make your comment. So, Mr. Kpehe, it's a pleasure having you. So, we the topic tonight is about the forest. It's about the forest. So, can you before we go further, are you hearing me? I guess you are hearing me.
Hello,
Yeah, you hearing me?
are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. The network is the problem tonight.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry. Hello.
I'm coming.
Hello.
Getting me now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. The network, I don't know what's the major problem tonight. The network from is from everywhere. Maybe it could be technical problem. It's from the studio. So I believe the technical man is trying to work on it. So we are coming. We are coming. Let's set something correct. We are very sorry to our audience and to our guests. There's a technical problem in studio. That's why. So we actually apologize for that. Okay, I think we can continue. We can start from here.
Yeah, I'm getting you very well.
Okay, okay. I we said the topic tonight is about uh the Liberia forest. It's about the Liberian forest, and then it, how it contributes to uh climate change, climate change mitigation. So we would like to hear from you about that, and then the topic, and then you display about the topic and see how best we can start from there. Since you have introduced yourself and explained to us your success story as it relates to your study in Rwanda, and then now we can start with the actual topic tonight and get the ball rolling.
Yeah, like you said on our flyer, we talk about the importance of Liberian forest, a key to climate change mitigation. There you see, you rightly place it. We say protecting the Liberian forest, a key to climate change mitigation. Like you said, mitigation because climate change cannot be totally eradicated. but we can work it out for it to be reduced or mitigated. The Liberia forest, Liberia is one of the West Africa with the largest forest area now, which is referred to as the Upper Guinea. If you look at the forest map, those of you who study GIS, if you do the forest map, you see that Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea, going down to Ivory Coast, you see that we have the largest forest area. But Liberia has the most, which is 4.3 million hectares of land. And our forests play a major role in both climate change, for both economics, uh, and that of the livelihood of the community. So it is very.
Oh, that's a technical problem. We are very sorry, and we lost our guest tonight. Uh, let's wait. Let's wait. I believe our guest will be back. You know, Liberia, we have challenge in Liberia when it comes to electricity, when it comes to network, internet system. So when we are having um, guests from Liberia, sometimes we experience these things. So we are very sorry to our audience and everyone that is following tonight. Tonight we are discussing issue concerning the environment, and at Stream Vision we have introduced this program that will be discussed every Tuesday. You know, this program is very important that needs everyone contribution. So we need your contribution, we need your participation because the environment belongs to us, and we ourselves, our contribution to the environment will make us to live a healthy life in the environment. You know, if we contribute in mitigating those problems are in the environment, it will help to reduce the extreme adverse effect of climate change. So thank you, sir. You are back. We are back. So we can hear from you. We can hear from you.
Yeah, like I was saying, our forests play a major part in the mitigation of climate change. It is not only for the mitigation of climate change that I say the Liberian forest play both economically, it provides revenue for the government, it provides source of income for the community, and it also help to reduce climate change, which itself as uh, a carbon sink. So our forests play a major role in reducing climate change globally and nationally.
Okay. Okay, as you said, the climate whenever we contribute to it, it will reduce the impact of climate change regionally and globally. So let's see how best we can deep dive into the conversation tonight. We want to first welcome some of our followers tonight. Mr. Prince A.S. Williams, we appreciate you for following, share our show. And Mr. Charles Sumo, we appreciate you for following. And then he's following, I believe he's following from Liberia. And then we appreciate you, Honorable Duna Tier. Duna Tier, we appreciate you for following tonight. Every one of you should please help to share this show tonight so every one of us can make the discussion to be a fruitful discussion tonight. So, Mr. Kpehe, we can go ahead. We go ahead. The audience is listening to you to get more detail from you as it relates to the topic. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Like I was saying, are you getting me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Like we said from the initial state that our forest is very important. It plays major role in the mitigation of climate change. But today, if you look at the Liberian forest, there are so many agencies like FDA, We also look at the Environmental Protection Agency. They are playing cardinal role in the issue of providing eco rangers so that they will help to reduce illegal logging. But it has never been easy because of financial constraint. And also, you have to look at another perspective from the community. Because if you go into the leeward counties, you notice that 90 or 95% of the community dweller, their livelihood comes from farming. Their livelihood comes from the forest. Either they do farming, either they do logging, either they do hunting. It is an integral part of their life, which you cannot deny. So it is a troubling situation for us as environmentalists. There is always a conflict between the farmers and that of the environmental protection. Because if you tell the people do not cut down the forest, what are some of the alternatives that you are providing for them so that they will not damage the forest? Because if we damage the forest, it has series of negative impact on our own life. And you will understand that those farmers or those people in the rural area. Are you on? Hello? Yeah, very well. Like I was saying, those people in the interior, their livelihood is on farming. And beside the farming, you also get to notice what is happening to our forests, especially in Liberia. Uh, I was doing a study. I came across a research I said by one of the Liberian students, which I cannot get his name now. He graduated from China. He was doing a research on the burning of charcoal in Liberia. You see that 95% of our population, both urban and that of rural, their source of energy is on charcoal. So as a result, say 95% of our population, especially those in the urban area, even in the rural area, they still use firewood, which is called biomass. So it is a sin of damaging the forest because they have to cut down trees. And the more trees are being cut, we experience heat, we experience global warming. So there should be a policy put into place. Like Kigali, there is a policy that you don't have to cut tree down. People do farming in the wetland or in the swamp. But here we do farming both wetland and that of uh, the land area. So government need to put into policy that will help to reduce the cutting down of trees. Because cutting down of trees will cause what we call deforestation. And when forests are being cleared, there are a series of consequences that we are faced with. Because the forest serve as a carbon sink, or we call it carbon sequestration. And if this carbon dioxide, which is from the atmosphere, the forest or the trees help to absorb them. And if these trees are cut, it is then released back into the atmosphere that become as emission. And those things, when it goes into the atmosphere, it creates series of heat. It start to affect the ozone layer. And when the ozone layer is affected, we as people on Earth experience series of problems. So as the Liberian forest is gradually degrading, let me use the word degrading or depleting, in the sense that it is overly being exploited. It has been exploited by farmers. It has been exploited by illegal logging. It has been exploited by illegal mining because before mine take place, the people who mine gold, people who mine diamond, they had to clear the forest area to do their mining activities. So these are factors that are affecting our forests, and government need to put into policy that provides some alternative to the people in the rural area that will help to reduce the cutting down of trees or cutting down of our forest.
Okay, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, and the government needs to actually contribute to put in place regulations that people who are encroaching on the land, who are going into the forest, maybe doing illegal poaching, and then doing farming activities and other things that contribute to the degradation and the depletion of our forest resources. So the government needs to come in and then see how best they can contribute to put regulations and put other measures in place that our forests will be reserved, and will be reserved and sustained and conserved for the future generation. Thank you very much, sir. And then we really appreciate and want to base on your knowledge tonight to get more details. And then what really we want to get here tonight again, that as we all know that the Liberia forest plays a crucial role in global climate change mitigation as one of the key forest block in West Africa. As we know that it is the significant carbon sink that you expressed before from your speech, and as absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and it also helping in regulating the earth climate change, and then promoting the forests. As we all know, when you try to promote and then protect the forest, it will also help in an essential way as Liberia go about to contribute to the climate change mitigation in the world, not just locally but globally. And what we really want to understand tonight again is in Liberia we have the Liberia forest. Like when you look at the Sapo National Park, the Sapo National Park is located in the Sando County, the southern part of Liberia. You know, this forest is a rainforest that harbors immense biodiversity species in Liberia, and it has a significant carbon sink, as you said before. And then when we look at the Crown National Game Forest, or the reserve, is located in the Grand Jida Belt, and is in the Riverside Belt, in that area, in the Southern Liberia as well. You know, this also helps in biodiversity conservation. It helps in providing habitats for the diverse wildlife in Liberia, specifically in that area, and it also helps in the sequestration of the carbon and from the atmosphere as well. And then looking at the Gola Forest Reserve, and then right around Liberia, between Liberia and Sierra Leone. And we know this forest too, it serves as one of the biodiversity hotspots in Liberia, and it contributes
Yeah, the
to.
Kumba forest.
Yeah. I guess you are getting me.
Yeah, I'm getting you very well. I said the Kumba forest.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's another name. And then when you go to the Nima County belt, you get the Nima the Mount Nima, the Nima County National Park. The Nima County
Mhm.
National Park is located between Nima County, Liberia and Guinea, and some part of Ivory Coast. You know, that area, that forest is very much important in Liberia as well. So what really we want to capture here is, in those forests, there are some biodiversity species there, and due to some illegal activities, and due to some activity that not speak directly to conservation activities, it has caused some of those animals. That mean just use as term animal, because when using biodiversity, people will just feel they will not understand the detail. The
We want you
species,
to.
yeah, the species of living things that are within that area, like for the Sapo National Park, they get a
Yeah,
they get a forest element. Elephant. Then they
they
got
got.
some chimpanzee there, and they
Yeah,
get leopard, and they get way back we used to hear that they get hippopotamus there, and then even diverse bird species and other things. And when you check in the Global Crown National Park or the Game Reserve, you can see those animals there. But due to some
Mm-hmm.
illegal activities, and Liberia,
They are all migrated.
yeah, some are migrated, some are extinct, and some are in danger, and some are threatened. And some, we consider some to be, because some are pandemic, they are stationed in one location, and then
Yeah.
they are being threatened and tampered with. So what can you tell the Liberia Forestry Development Authority? What can you tell them in contributing from the end you coming from as an environmentalist? What can you tell them in reserving those species, or reserving those forest and then that will be able to maintain those resources that are within the forest, that
Yeah,
it will not be migrating to another places, but to maintain them like other people doing in East Africa, like Rwanda here. You know, when you go
yeah.
to the Volcano National Park, you see a
See a
lot
lot
of
of animals.
animals
Yeah.
there. You see a
Mm-hmm.
lot of animals there. When you go to the Nyungwe National Park, you see a lot of
Yeah.
animals there.
Yeah.
They are preserving them and conserving them for tourism purpose,
Yeah.
for economic purpose, for lot of reasons, for even future generation. So what can you say to our authority, our forestry authority, our government, and our even the EPA? What can you say to them in mitigating the overuse or the overusage of those things, and then the action that they are taking towards their extinction, and then their degradation? What can you say to
Like,
that?
yeah,
We want to hear from you, sir.
like I said from the initial stage, our forest is depleting. In common sense, is overly exploited. I said series of factors: deforestation, farming, illegal logging. If we come to animal species, hunting. The recently I went through the FDA policy. You'll notice that FDA has the policy that we should not hunt down wild animals. When I came back from Kigali, I it was still a strange thing. Well, where you see people still selling dry meat, but on outside you don't see it. Likewise, but here we still eat dry meat. So, and where these dry meats come from? They still come from the forest. Uh, FDA has a policy that wild animals should not be shot down or gone down. But our farmers, as I said from the beginning, there were hunting is their source of income. So government should be in the position now to find an alternative for them. If you visit the Gola National Park, those that live around the Sapo, I mean the national park there, government have provided some funding that is very saving, that people should not damage certain species. So even if they see them, they don't hurt them, because government is providing subsidy for them. But not like Lofa County. Take for example, people who are closer to the Kumba forest, most of the time when they may find those elephant, they happen to come in the town and they damage the farm. And there, people still live on farming. How much government is putting into it? So therefore, organization or NGOs or the United Nations have to come in to provide what we call a climate fund, or a kind of subsidies that can be provided for our people. The policy is there. I read through those policies, but the implementation of this policy is the problem that we have. So even we have foreign rangers, those people perhaps they may not be paid. Some of them are just volunteering because there is no job. So if this man goes into the forest and try to stop people, and somebody say, I will give you this amount, automatically he see to give way. So our forest will be preserved if the United Nations conference that often our leader go and attend. It is good that they carry some environmental aspect. That if our forest will be reserved, our farmer will no longer be hunting, they will no longer be cutting tree for energy, they will no longer be cutting tree for farming. What are some of the funding that we can provide for them, that will stop them or that will mitigate the reduction of their using the forest. So there come in what we call sustainable farming. There should be a form of sustainable farming that will be practiced now. But how will a man practice sustainable farming if he do not have the finance to follow suit? The policy are there, but the implementation of the policy is still a problem. In our country, we still suffer from electricity. If a man buy a stove, how are you going to use the stove? By what means? Because he had to use current. So as a result, even if he buy his stove, he will still have to keep it because he had to use fire coal. And the fire coal is still coming from the forest. So automatically people will still start to cut down the forest year in, year out. Because those things, if they are not put into place, it becomes a serious embarrassment to our forest. Take for example, where we were in Kigali, you don't see people cutting tree easily. It's very difficult because they have a little stable electricity. They have almost 50 to 60% of the people living in the urban area. They are using energy to cook, either the cooking gas and all of those stuff. But here in Monrovia itself, perhaps 10 to 20% of the population in the urban area will be using cooking gas, will be using other electronic material to have their daily meals. But the majority of us, we are still depending on the foreign use, that is cutting down of tree, burning coal, and commercializing it for daily use. So what the government need to do, FDA is there, the policy is there, but there should be an alternative provided to people who live in a rural area. If you tell them, say, don't cut the tree, then you should provide some kinds of education, awareness, and some funding that will be able to carry their livelihood in different means.
That's actually correct, and you are actually correct. And we know in Liberia, the people, that's why the government needs to actually put the issue of environment or environmental study. They need to actually introduce, that there is, although there are some universities in Liberia, they just try to introduce environmental study directly. But the
Exactly.
government, the University of Liberia, though is as a teaching forestry, that's a forestry, teaching forestry, and that's a
Agriculture.
agriculture. They combine it both. So
Presently, they are doing environmental study.
okay, that's fine. Environmental study. So I think what really we need to do in Liberia is the education aspect, because
Mhm.
if you teach the people, on what to do, and teach the people on the negative aspect and the positive aspect. And if you know someone asked me this question about the environmental issue, is it only government issue, or it is something that requires collective effort? I kept that question, and I decided to bring this question to you. Is it government issue, or is it, I mean, collective effort that need to be applied or implemented by everyone?
Environmental issue is very large. We have waste management, we have
Hmm,
pollution, we have flooding. But environmental issue is a collective issue. Uh, it needs a strong policy and strong
hmm,
implementation.
hmm,
Because if the government takes the lead,
hmm,
automatically the other will follow. My brother, you are in Kigali, nobody will tell you to stay and pee in the street
hmm.
because the environment alone will threaten you. How safety
Okay.
it is, how hygienic it is.
Hmm,
So if we as citizens, one, we have to be a patriotic citizen.
hmm,
Today, you see, even when people drink, they just throw dirt in the street. Even there, if there is a trash can, they
hmm,
don't have the mind to say, let us drop it in the trash. Let us do
hmm,
this. I wrote a box and I went to town and a guy threw a drinking the plastic bag of water. He threw it into the street right around EW area there. And I told him,
hmm.
Comrade, you don't do that. He said, if we do not throw dirt in the street, how MCC will work? So you see the mentality first. The main mentality is there are people being paid to clean the street, so they should dirty the street. So we have to conscientize the people that this thing is for us. If the environment is polluted, it will not only affect the dealers, we as poor people we will be the first people that will be affected. So it is everybody business. But the majority, the 60%, if 40% is for the citizen, the 60% is upon the government to start bringing down hard policy, to start doing environmental awareness in schools, even in grade schools, to start providing some garbage material. The LEC, I mean the MCC, they are really, really challenged. Because if you get to realize, my brother, the kinds of diet, and I've said it over the time, it will be very difficult for us to really, really, really come down high on waste pollution in terms of plastic waste. Because like in East Africa, especially Kigali, they have a policy that they don't use plastic. If you look at the number of waste that is being generated, I think plastic waste carry the largest in the commercial area. And those things they affect the environment. Plastic take more than 500 or 600 years before it gets decayed. Even sometimes it go thousands of years. And if this material are thrown into the sea or they are thrown into the ocean, they also affect the species that are there, the fish and other water species. And when they are also thrown into the drainages, it also clot the whole entire system. And if these drainages are clogged, why are we heading to flooding? And when there is flooding, there is disaster. So it bow down on all of us that there is a policy that if government will say, let's try to abolish plastic bag, let's try to put into policy that will help to reduce some of this waste or some of this discarded material, so that our environment will be a safe place for us to live. Because if the environment is damaged, automatically we are doomed. This is the only place we have, and it should be maintained. Because if there is a heavy flood, there will be another waste of life, there will be another loss of property, there will be series of negative impact. So it is not only on the government, but the government carries 60% of implementing the policy. So those are challenges that we are faced with when it comes to the environmental stuff. Let's say, for example, there was a company called Zoo Lion, but they started some of this waste generation, but it is totally overwhelmed, my brother. Every junction or almost every junction in Morovia, you will see garbage. Almost every place you will see garbage. People go in their various communities, they collect dirt, they carry in the street. So if there will be a policy that okay, they have community or other organization that will come in to be a subsidy to the government or MCC, put in some local organization. Say, okay, you take care of the community. Let the community people pay a little of the household waste, and those waste will be collected from the community, and it will be generated to a deposit site where it will be later transferred to the national dump site. I think it will help to mitigate some of this stuff. But people, household waste is being collected from the household, is carried into the street, is being dumped. And week after week, you see it start to pile up. As a result, we have a series of mosquito bites. We have typhoid. Today, now every clinic you go to, if you are not suffering from malaria, you are suffering from typhoid because our environment is totally damaged. So it is not only on the government, like I said, we all are involved, but government need to put in more strategies and cut down on the people with implementation.
That's fine. The government needs to put in more strategies to count down on the people with implementation. I think that would be the best statement. I believe some of the government officials or some. I believe if we share this show and then it will get to some of the rightful authorities and then they will hear what is being discussed tonight and then the topic on a discussion and then all the necessary points that have been made by the veteran comrade. I we really appreciate your expertise tonight, and then we want to also recognize some of our audience and some of our guests, our usual not guests, but our audience that usually follow us from all over every part of the world, in Liberia, in Rwanda, in Kenya, in every part of the world. So we also let's start by recognizing few of our audience tonight, those that have been following and sharing our show. This is the beauty of the game, because if we
Yeah,
can
yeah,
encourage
yeah.
them to keep, if we can encourage them to keep
Okay.
the platform active by sharing our show, we need to appreciate them too, because they are also contributing immensely. Mr. Jerry P. Mame, I recognize you first. We actually appreciate you for following tonight. Alvin Kai, we very appreciate you for following tonight. What Alvin says here, what Alvin said, good evening, family. Thank you for the effort in making sure the necessary information gets to the public. Yes, that's why we brought one of the veterans from the field of environmental study to discuss this issue tonight, because issue concerning the environment is not an individual's business. It's about the public, it's about the community, it's about the government, it's about almost everyone to participate and see how best we can contribute with our efforts, and see how we can communicate the information out there and give the awareness to the people, so we can contribute to the mitigation of climate change. Yeah, Mr. Prince Williams, I appreciate you following. My own Gian brother, Ambassador Gian Ping, you are following from Gisenyi. Really appreciate you for following tonight. I said the guest needs to change his location. Yeah, we are sorry for that. AC is our problem in Liberia, and the guest is actually seated to a good place that we see him. So we know the guest when he started due to internet problem. I mean, not internet, but AC problem. He said that that is a bit challenging in Liberia. So Yedese Pay, our technical man, he said, welcome to my own big brother Richardford.
Yeah, he is one of my students from St. Paul.
Okay, okay. He's one of our technical persons. He's a technical brain behind a street
Oh,
vision.
that's
Yes, sir.
good.
We appreciate you for following tonight. He following from Nyanza. Yeah, thank you for following tonight. David Flomo, we appreciate you for following. He said, I am following from Kigali City. Thank you to the team. Okay, we appreciate you, David, for following. Keep sharing our show tonight. Let every one of us contribute to see how best we can make the program a successful one. Beyi Door. Yeah, he said I'm following from Gisenyi. I'm sorry. He said I am Beyi Canador. I'm following from Sanikole Sete Nimakante Report of Liberia. That's great. You are following from all the way Nimakante Sanikole Sete. We appreciate you. And there where the Nima the Mount Nima is located, where the Nima National Park is located. So, and they just introduced the Nima Eco Lodge in that area in the Arsenal Metal region. So we will let to get even people from down there to kind of discuss issue concerning that area. We appreciate you for following from all the way Sunny Kole tonight. And Mr. Gato, Mr. Gato, thank you for following tonight. Thank you for following. And then Chester Jan, thank you for following. We appreciate you. He said, I'm following from Kigali, Rwanda. Thank you for following. And then we are here. Okay, we come back to our guests. We actually appreciate every one of you for following tonight, and we want you to keep sharing the show. Let other people contribute. Let other people benefit from the discussion tonight, because the discussion tonight is just not an ordinary discussion. We are speaking to you. The person who is speaking, he was here with us in Rwanda, and then he successfully graduated with a master degree, not just master degree, but first class master degree, and he went to Liberia. He's teaching at the University of Liberia, and then he's a data analyst, and he's a educator. he is actually contributing immensely to the growth of the country as well. So we really want to base on his expertise tonight and see how best we can make the program a successful one. Okay, Chief, we are back to you.
Yeah, Chief,
Let,
thank
let,
you, Mr. Bro.
yeah, let's try to get something here right. Let's try to get something here right. You know, the role of forest, like you rightfully stated, is actually meant to capture carbon from the atmosphere, and then
Mm-hmm.
it also helps in biodiversity conservation. It helps to
Exactly.
provide habitat for those species, and
Mm-hmm.
protect them. And then it also, one of the most important thing here is it has economic value. So it provides economic activity where you see logging will be going on, but when the illegal one is going on now, it becomes problem. So and then it helps in ecosystem services. You know, for the ecosystem services, the ecosystem services such as, the water flowing from one place to another, preventing soil erosion and other things,
Erosion. Yep.
maintaining the soil, maintaining the soil quality. There are many. You know, it actually, the role of forest is actually important. But the forestry, the FDA, I got a report, the report from FDA.
Mm-hmm.
It has not officially been put out. It has not officially
Okay.
been put out. Yeah. So it's just something that we were reading through. I was just reading through and I came across it. Um, it's about the annual report of SVA of recent 2024. So
Yep.
yeah, they discuss many things, and their contribution to the environment is important. Yeah. So we really want to know, like for the FDA, they are responsible to regulate every activity within the environment, especially for the forest activity. They limit,
Mm-hmm.
they mitigate financial and technical resources to implement. They help in implementing those programs that will fully contribute to the environment, and see how best those things work well. So in the angle, from the angle of the government, when the act that established the FD, the act that established the FDA from 1976 up to now. That act that was issued in 1976 up to now. It is the
Yep.
act they are based on and doing our operations. And then
Mm-hmm.
they contributing to the growth and development of our forest activities in Liberia. So
Yep.
and we notice that those forests and those resources within the forest, some of them, they are exploited, and the exploitation is going on, and the government is sitting there. I don't know, they are contributing directly or they are contributing indirectly, and we know the responsibility is already given to the FDA, but they cannot do any other thing without the support from the government, the full support from the government. And you came
Yep.
from Rwanda here, and in Rwanda here, they got a governing body that is responsible for all environmental activities in Rwanda here. And then
Yep.
they regulate all environmental activity to see how best they can conserve the environment, and then
Mm-hmm.
contribute mitigation of climate change in the world. And Rwanda is actually making progress. So, and you said government needs to actually put in place measures, implementing measures that will regulate it, that everyone will be involved into it. And you came from the background of environmental study, and myself from the background of environmental study, we are going. One may
Yep.
say you guys went in a school, y'all spend more than 2-3 years, and then y'all learn these things. What are some of your little contribution you're bringing on board? That's why the government is contributing. And this is not about an individual. It is not about only government. It is not about NGOs, but it is a collective effort that need to be applied by everyone. So as you or me, or particularly you as a senior comrade, you went to Liberia. What have you been doing, or what are some of the thing you are thinking about? I believe it's coming soon. Like you saw somebody throwing dirt on the street, and you try to advise the president, and the president say, I mean, if I not do it, how the other people will work? You know that mentality. If we not work on that mentality, we will not progress. I mean, progress in Liberia. So, what is your contribution or your advocacy or your thing that you would tell those stakeholders that are involved or those let's say the authorities that are involved within the regulation of environmental activity. What do you have to tell them tonight that some of them listening to you, I believe some of them are listening to you, and they even if they are listening to you directly, after we share this show, they will go and view the comment and the discussion tonight. So what are some of the things that you think you can tell them, or your own personal contribution that you can make to see how best we all can work together and see we see this thing going forward?
Like you have been asking, no one is too small to make impact, whether you are educated or not. All of us, we have to make impact into the society. But our country is a little kinds of place with different mindsets. Uh, when you learn and you come on this side, you have to be very careful how you approach issue. People see it in different content or
Sure,
concept. So
sure.
in my little way, we have tried our little best to form an organization that will be involved
Okay,
in environmental awareness, because we don't just want to just be in the community when it is not legalized. So
okay.
over the year, I have been working tirelessly. By the grace of God, we have settled down, and we want to get into environmental awareness, because when the people are aware, at least even if they don't do it 100%, but that conscience will be in them that we have to do something better. When I return,
Okay.
I have series of workshop with my colleagues, with other schools. I went from school to school just because I did my research in waste management,
Mm,
and waste seemed to be a challenge. So I
mm,
visited almost 10 different schools within Pinsville, trying to
mm,
form what we call environmental social club,
mm.
because you have to add some little social thing to be lively. And
Okay.
some school uh, accepted the idea, and some are functional, and some do not accept the idea. And what was it about? About engaging our students to start along with their campuses, their various
Mm,
campuses outside of their campus. How
mm,
can we contain the little waste that we generate within our campus? How can we contain them? How can we transport them? Uh, we
mm,
we we were few. We provided some, because when we came back, we had to start. There's no funding, and all of those
mm.
things require money. So we provided some little trash can to few schools. But in the overall view, my goal here is, when people are educated, when people are informed, they will make some informed decision. But when they are not informed about the danger of waste, or the danger of uh, damaging the forest, or the danger of degrading the environment, they will feel that it is no threat to them.
Sure.
So, but if they are informed and they get involved into it, you see that life begin to improve. There will be some changes along the way. So the government need to really, really, or we are community people, we need to really, really stand up where we community leaders carry on some environmental awareness. Let people be involved in the issue of environment. If our environment, we are doomed. Without a good environment, there is no good life. So these are things we are involved with. So our focus will be on environmental consultant. I have visited FDA, I mean, I have visited the EPA almost 4 different times. Yeah.
Mm,
But like what I said, sometimes when you go to these places and you try to introduce yourself, you try to, people feel that, this guy has too much. Perhaps they don't want to incorporate you. Every time I go
mm,
there, they say, okay, wait, we get back to you, wait, we get this, wait. So sometimes there should be some political will to impress, or to press this thing on the citizen to keep moving. But it is not just an easy time. We have to keep fighting. Even if they tell you wait, You have to stay, keep moving there. You have to keep moving there until your goal is achieved. But it needs a
Okay.
teamwork.
Okay.
Sincerely, there
Mm.
should be a teamwork to really fight environmental problem.
Okay, that we need a teamwork that we ready fight environmental problems. That's great. That's great, and we are coming to you live from Kigali, Rwanda. The guest you are seeing on the screen, he's just not an ordinary person. We basing on his expertise tonight to see how best we can discuss this issue. He's an environmentalist, and he's a someone who graduated from here and then went back to Liberia. He's contributing to the growth and development of our environmental sector is through education, teaching people, and what he has been contributing with this having a maybe like a team that giving out environmental awareness. I mean awareness about how to conserve the environment or how to contribute to the environment. That's why he's telling us tonight. One of the things that we really need to the portion of this topic that has to do with climate change mitigation. We will also like to a bit dive into it a bit. You know when some of those things are not properly managed and see how best we can move forward with environmental activities or having a health of the environment. What do you think if climate change persists or the impact of climate change persists based on the illegal operation, the illegal activities that is done within the environment? You know, climate change is not just something that can just directly happen only in one place. It can
Yeah, no.
gradually happen, occur until a certain point in time. You know the effect you will see drought, you will see flooding, you will see other things, other activities or other effects or other environmental issues, acid rain, there are many. So what do you think if these are not managed properly for Liberia context? What do you expect or you in your own mind as an environmentalist? What you think will happen to Liberia in the near future if those things are not managed properly, or our climate, or let's say our forest is not actually managed properly?
Uh, we may experience flooding, heavy flooding. We may experience the increase in heat wave. But it's not only about Liberia, it affects the globe because Liberia, we are producing a little emission of carbon.
Sure.
But country that produces those high industries,
Yeah.
they are emitting more waste or pollution, and we are emitting a little. So there should be a payoff, which we call trade and cap in environmental study. We should be paid for the little because we have a wide space. People who are
Mm,
emitting more should be paying us so that we can give some to them because they are
mm,
emitting more pollution. But it's on the opposite. We
mm,
have little industry, perhaps no industry.
mm,
Our environment is little secure compared to China, Japan, America, and those big countries. They are doing more
mm.
pollution, and pollution has no boundaries
Okay.
because the sky has. It's not like the land we say the boundary between Liberia and Sierra Leone, just like that. But within the
Mm,
air, there is no boundaries. So
okay.
when it's being polluted in China, automatically the impact we will also feel it. But if our forest is still being kept intact, it will help to
Mm,
reduce some of these carbon dioxide, some of these pollutant. It will help to reduce it. This is what we are advocating to our people. We don't have so many equipment to launch them in a sky or so many technology to reduce pollution. So what we can do as a government or as a people, let's encourage our people to stop cutting down trees, to start depleting the forest. Let's
okay.
provide some alternative for them. Let's provide some financing for them. Let's provide some funding. Let's provide some education. That those people will also know that if this forest is destroyed, it will also affect us. Because when we are affected with fire, because when we start
Mm,
clearing the forest,
mm.
we there will be something what we call desert will start to grow up. So, but if this forest occur, because forest is a not is a renewable resources, but it's very slow
Yeah.
to be renewed. It takes more than 15 to 20 years before it can turn into a forest.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine if we destroy half of them, we are going to take another 20 to 40 years before we can get a forest back because they are very slow to be renewed. So government have to finance some of these things. If you just go and tell the man, do not farm here, the first thing he want to tell you, what will I be eating? That is the first question that comes. And what will you
Mm-hmm.
tell the person? The person need to survive with their children, with their family. But there should be an alternative. There should be a method. There, as said for the initial stage, that the Kumba forest, there's something they brought for them in the Gola Corner forest they call very saving.
Mm-hmm.
It has helped to reduce deforestation in that area. People are involved in this macro finance stuff that will help them to do local businesses. So they are no more longer focusing on cutting down tree or hunting those wild species.
Okay.
So these are programs that need to be done and carefully monitored. People who are in environmental study, people who have expertise in those areas, put them in front so that it will be rightly implemented. So these
Okay.
are recommendations that the government need to put into place, or we can put into place.
Yes, yeah, like you rightfully place it. Like Liberia, though Liberia has dense forest, but it needs to be actually managed and conserved, managed properly, and then see how best we can maintain our forest, and for the future generation. Because in that forest we have a lot of things. We have
Mhm.
those resources, those animals. We have even some we have energy. You can find diamond, you can find gold in the forest, and then and those when they are maintained, it will be okay. And then besides that, the biodiversity they are there, and we know the impact of climate. I mean the impact of climate change that is like affecting the whole world. Liberia is not exception to that. Liberia is within it. Though Africa has been one of the countries that is vulnerable when it comes to climate change. The region that is vulnerable when it comes to climate change. And then we for us in Africa we emit less, but we receive the direct impact. We receive the impact from those who emit more, like from China, from Japan, from all those developed countries. They are there.
Exactly.
They are the one who actually emitting more, they polluting the air,
Mhm.
who polluting the air, and the impact is
Yeah.
coming to us here. But for us on the side, we are not polluting more. We just carry on little emission and other things. And one of the things I want us to understand tonight, from the layman understanding of Liberia, in
Mhm.
the interior part of Liberia,
Yeah.
we Liberians, we are depending on agriculture to survive. We Liberian, we are depending on agriculture to survive. And then besides that, the job insecurity in Liberia is the problem as well.
Mhm.
The family, the household, when you check in household, maybe you might see only one person who is working, or even in household you will not see any other person that is working with government or working with maybe international organization, and they are not creating their own job. And
Yeah.
besides
Yeah.
that, some of them went to school and they get the education, but the possibility of getting job is one of the issues. And then farming has been one of the main source of income for them. Farming has been
Mhm.
one of the main sources of income that they benefit from. They go in, even somebody may sit down in your rural cells and say, this forest is where I can go and hunt illegal poaching. They go there, they
Mhm.
hunt, they kill animals, and FDA is coming to tell them, say, y'all move from here, y'all shouldn't kill those animals, y'all shouldn't do these things. And they are harmful to the environment, and then we need to conserve those things. And you
Mhm.
rightfully placed it that the government needs to come in and see and implement a regulatory method that will be able to be strictly implemented, and then
Yeah.
not just implemented, but providing those people who are there, who have
Mhm.
been benefiting from those activities, providing them maybe incentives, or providing them opportunity, or certain certain means of living. If you taking them from there not to go there and farm or not to go there and hunt, then you should also provide them the opportunity of certain things, create job for them,
Exactly.
or you give
Exactly.
them certain amount. You know, but in Liberia, it's so frustrating. See, comrade,
Mm-hmm.
it's frustrating. You see, I can show you that one of my comrades that we all that graduated from the level of Nima University at that
Yeah.
time, Nima County Community College, where from the level of associate degree up to
Yeah.
now, we can be chatting. Come on, say, man, it's still difficult. I have not found job up to now, and yeah, you see, over 5 years, now, the comrade is he has not found any job to do, and he's doing
So
a
you
farming
see,
job. You see,
mhm.
so those are some of the issues.
Yeah, exactly, comrade, like you said. Like when I visited one time the Volcano National Park in Kigali there. Uh, there's an area they call the buffer zone. Those of you who study
Mm,
GIS, those are areas
mm,
where are restricted for people to pass. What the
sure.
government did, people who were living around the park, the government tried to move them from there and they built them houses because they
Okay,
knew
you
that
see that?
if you move the people from the park there where they have their livelihood, there should be some amenities for them. So the
Mm-hmm,
government built some lodging area or some estates around the Volcano National Park, and there where those people are living, but not like ours. If you take the people from around the park, don't enter the park, yes, but what next are you going to do for them so that they will not go back to the park?
mm-hmm.
uh, it's not only a challenge because of the forest. If you also come in Liberia here, you see that wetland has been used as wasteland. Our
Okay.
wetland here, government need to look at it. I don't know whether it is the national housing policy, or I don't know whether it is private work or whosoever is involved. People are building into swamps, and
Okay.
wetland are not wasteland. Those
Mm-mm,
land are also meant for environmental use.
mm-hmm,
They are meant for environmental use. If you go to the 72nd area, you'll see that the whole mangrove swamp is just like a waste. There are
hmm,
so many cabbages, they just throw there, they just everything is just upside down. People who sell land, they go as far to sell wetland to people.
hmm,
So there are so many things that need to be put into place. You
hmm,
cannot sell a swamp land to people because
mm-mm,
those are land that need to be served and reserved. They are meant for tourism purpose. They are meant for
mm-hmm,
environmental purposes. Like
mm-hmm,
you go to the Nungwe Park, like around
mm-hmm,
uh, the area there. You see
mm.
that those right there, the government put it into a use that people go there for recreational purpose, and it
Yeah,
generates fun. But our
it
own have
generates.
become a downside. Our own have become a downside, which is causing serious environmental challenges. So our people should be aware. Many people are not even aware that wetland are useful. That's the first
Mm,
thing. Their concept is this is a swamp, it has no use. This is a
mm,
mango swamp, they have no use. We just throw that, and that is all.
mm,
But if people are being educated, awareness every time, either jingles on radio, in schools, if even government or Ministry of Education, that could be another one recommendation. Those of you listening in the
mm,
field of education, we can start now to develop a curriculum for environmental studies in grade schools. If we can have courses in French in
mm,
schools, how many of our students are benefiting from the use of French?
mm.
Some of us went to school, those some are benefiting, but 50% of people who are learning French in Liberia schooling is just like play. So why can't we develop some of this curriculum about environment? If a child takes environmental study
Because we have
from
so
seventh grade,
we have energy. You can find.
from seventh grade as far to 12th grade, if he hits the university, he has so much idea about the environment.
Mm-hmm,
uh, those things will start to be mitigated gradually. So these are recommendations we are putting forth. Let there be a curriculum design for environmental study in our grade schools. It will really help to carry on a long way.
Actually, because every problem can be solved from the root. You know,
Yeah,
if you can actually introduce environmental study in the high school level, it will help for people to start understanding the dynamics of conserving the environment or the importance of the environment from that level up to, if they will start creating interest in building that profession to enter in university, and when they reach to the university level, they are knowledgeable to that, and they will be educating people in the community to see how best we
exactly.
can conserve the environment. Okay, let me hold you there, and then appreciate some of our followers that have been following closely. I want to appreciate Mr. Wama. He's right here, one of our senior comrades. He's right here in Kigali. Thank you for following tonight, Abu Bala. Thank you very much for following. He's following from I believe he followed from Liberia. So he said hello. Thank you very much for the show tonight. Abu will tell you thank you as well. And then Sally Joseph Moses, we appreciate you for following tonight. Sally says, thank you guys following you from my rescue zone. Thank you, your rescue zone. Thank you very much for following from your rescue zone. And one of our comrades, fashion s Fashion S Kotu. Fashion S Kotu is following from Ghana, from Accra. Fashion, thank you very much for following us from Accra. It's a privilege having you from Accra to follow us tonight. You know, environmental issues is not an individual issue, it's collective issue that requires collective work, including the government, even the society, the community, everyone who is within the environment needs to contribute to the conservation and the maintenance of the environment. So now
Exactly.
we are coming from you, we are coming to you from Kigali, and now we are live at Stream Vision discussing this environmental talk. And our host tonight is Broski Gwambe. I'm comfortably seated in my comfort zone in Kigali City. And then our distinguished guest tonight is Mr. Richardford. Richardford is not just an ordinary person; he's a veteran, and his appearance on this show tonight is a privilege for us, and we actually appreciate him. And then we are learning a lot from him tonight. I really appreciate you. And you have any comment to be shared or anything to be said, you can actually share it through the text line. You can text us, or at a certain point in time we might place the number that you can call and make your contribution. But we are it's so unfortunate tonight that one of our comrades, the producer, the CEO, he was online, but due to some technical problem, he dropped, and he has not come back to see how best we can make this show to go forward. But how be it, the discussion is the information has been sent out, and I believe is very essential tonight. And this discussion is fascinating. It requires our contribution collectively. So, Mr. Kwe,
Yeah,
we actually appreciate you for
thank
your
you.
time. We appreciate everything that you have said. I believe the rightful authorities, they will be able to listen to this, and then all those recommendations that have been made by you tonight will be taken into consideration. And then we believe that like you rightfully place it, environmental issue is not for an individual, it's for
No way.
government, it's for community, it's for everyone. So you need to collectively work together. Seeing somebody in the street putting diet in the street, come in Kigali and put diet in the street, whether
You
because even
see
if you
yourself.
when you appear in the environment is speaks to you
It speaks to you.
to tell you
Surely.
what to do. Yeah, because we don't sometimes we blame those people who doing littering in the street, putting dirt all around in the street. We don't actually blame them, but the government is where we can shift our blame. Because if we can develop the country in the way that people will be afraid to even do certain things, people will be afraid to do certain things. I mean, when you enter in the street of Kigali, it speaks to you that you cannot put dirt here. And there are trash can all over along the street. That when you
Wow.
get dirt in your hand, you go,
Mm-hmm.
you drop it speaks to cleanliness. That's why I say cleanliness is next to godliness. So
Yeah.
if we can keep our own country too dirty, and then I'm sorry for that expression, but it's important that we all can contribute to make our country to be clean, and then respond to the regulations that have to do with the mitigation of climate change. Because all those things, if we cut down our forests, we cut down our trees, and then we legally manage our environment, the impact will be emitted into the into the air, and we will have no tree to absorb those greenhouse gases that are being emitted into the air, or that are emitted into the air. And the average effect will come back to us. It will come back to us. Though from our end in Africa or in Liberia, in any part of, like, Africa, our emission is at a minimum. But in the Western world, in China, in Japan, in Europe, in every part, in some developed country, although China is still listed as a developing country, so all of us still accurate. But the fact remains that is those countries are the countries that emit more pollution. So they are the ones to take the more weight. And unfortunately, for all, we don't have mechanism to be put in place. We don't have those equipments, those
Mm-hmm.
methods are being put in place to mitigate those things, and the effect is coming back to us. You
For
see,
us,
that's the thing. So we can join collectively and contribute to everything. And the most important thing is to give the information out. I Guys, as you see on on the screen, the numbers are there. You can call and make your contribution. You can ask the guest in studio tonight and see how best he can respond to your concerns if necessary. That we all can participate and see the discussion how it goes fruitful. We don't have much time. We have few more minutes to go. So if you have any concern to be raised or any contribution to be made, you can call through the text. You can call through the number, or you send your contribution through the text line. We will read it out and we will answer you, and see how best we can hear from you, and the audience to participate with you too, or interact with you too. So while we are waiting some calls or text to come in, we will be also looking up to you, Mr. Kpehe. If there is anything else to be discussed, apart from in line with what we have been discussing, if there is anything else, before we can go to the parting comment or wait for our calls to come in.
yeah, like you rightly said, there are so many issues when it comes to the environment. It cannot just be discussed within a day or an hour time. We keep sharing this life. We keep in touch, that we can touch different aspects of the environment. But the greater thing about all, or the overall, is there should be a massive awareness. Education plays a major role in mitigation of any environmental hazard. When the people are educated, it helps to minimize, it helps to reduce many of
Mm,
those challenges today that we are faced with. Because
mm,
an educated environment exactly may be 90% a safe environment, because people are
sure, sure.
informed.
Thank you very much for
Yeah,
calling.
people are
Sorry, but
informed.
I believe. So an educated environment is the environment that can contribute to when your mind is built, when the mind is built to the extent that you are informed of some of those things you perform. There's a saying that says when you are not informed, you cannot perform. So we give it back to
Exactly,
you.
exactly,
Yeah, give
exactly.
it back to you.
I think someone is on the line.
No one is on the line. So you can go
Okay, so
ahead.
like I was saying, when
Mm,
our people are informed, it will help to reduce some of those stuff, some of those environmental challenges.
mm,
Because there's another research I did on the impact of flood hazard on the livelihood of farmers. Uh,
okay.
in Peaceville, flood has become a challenge because more people are being in the alley, people are baying in the waterway, people are baying in swamp, people are refilling swamp. And if you refill a swampland, automatically the water need to find its own ways to move.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
therefore, it become if the water cannot move, automatically it will spread within in the community. So the
Mm.
Ministry of Public Work or EPA and all of them are involved. There should be a policy, or if there is a policy, there should be carefully observation or implementation of this policy, because
Mm.
it's really, really, really a challenge. When I came back, I saw people keep building in swampland, people keep selling swampland, people just everybody's just building anyhow they want to build. As an
Mm.
end result, when there is a flood, when there's heavy rain fall, all of us become a victim or trustee. And the next thing they will be calling government. We are displayed. We are on this side. We don't have food. Our home have been damaged because we ourselves caused the problem. So there should
Okay.
be a careful look. If there's a need that government can compensate them and have them move from the waterway, it will pay a
Mm.
lot to secure the future.
Sure, sure. Actually, because if you can go and include on a swamp land, it becomes problem. Because if you the swamp is actually, the education matters. Because if we can educate the people on those essential things, they will not do those things. Some of
Exactly.
them, they are doing it out of ignorance, and then they don't know the importance of floor. I mean, the importance of wetland.
Red land.
They don't know the importance of swamp or wetland. You know, they just go and build into that area and then live there, and they don't know whether the wetland is meant to regulate substances within the environment. Is
Mhm.
used they don't know those things. So the government needs to actually provide awareness, or environmental actors like us, environmental institutions like FDA, let's say EPA. They need to provide those information.
Exactly.
Awareness, public awareness matters in everything. If you give the people the information, you give them the awareness, and they will be informed of some of those things that they have been doing negatively before, that they were not aware of. So let's try to recognize one of our comrades, Victor Mame. Victor Mame is following uh from Nyanza. He should have appeared as one of the panelists on the show tonight, but due to some reason, I believe, best known to him, he was not able to appear. He said it's a very fascinating discussion tonight. Today, bravo to the team tonight in studio. Thank you, Verda Mame, for following us tonight. We believe that there were some issues that make you to not follow tonight or to not join the show tonight. We appreciate you following, and then we also appreciate our producer, Tata V Bala, and our technical man, Yedese, Mr. Yedese P. that picking, that picking too strong. Victor Mame will be defending his thesis tomorrow, his dissertation tomorrow in Yanza. Victor, we
Congratulations,
actually, yeah,
congratulations in advance.
yeah, congratulations in
Three,
advance
three,
to you,
three,
Victor
three,
Mame.
three inbox me. Let me get you some TC question
That,
to be look at carefully.
That's great. Victor, you need to inbox the veteran, or maybe he will send it to me. That will send it to you. But
Okay.
you can inbox him. You can inbox him directly. Let him try and send some of the thesis question or the guidelines that you can follow as well. He's here to also help us in everything. We actually appreciate you, my man. Congratulations in advance, man. We wish
Yeah,
you well
congrats.
tomorrow when you go there. Yeah, we know what you can do. We know what you can do, brother. That thing is not even anything to defend thesis. Some people be thinking it's something very hard, but it's very easy when you get control
Somebody's
what you're talking.
somebody's somebody's asking what is FDA is doing to protect our forests in Liberia.
Okay, I think you can respond to that. What is FDA doing to protect our forests in Liberia? I think you can respond to that. Yeah.
Yeah, FDA is called FDA, is Forestry Development Agency. They are surely tasked with their responsibility to to manage the entire forest
mm,
within Liberia,
mm.
not only to manage but also to supervise. Let me put it in this form.
Okay.
Uh, FDA has been trying, but if you go ask them, though I'm not working with FDA, I will not 100% respond. But from my point
Mm.
of view, if you will ask them, they will also tell you that they are faced with logistics, as both men could put
Okay.
it. Because to have eco rangers, to have
Mm,
anti-poachers, and all of these people within the territory of our forest, it
mm.
also costs money. So
Sure.
uh, if government is providing those funds, which I cannot 100% tell, but they are doing some work when I was in Lofa County. There was a time where they have this illegal logging on, they used to call it the railwood. They had to
Mm,
intervene for a few people who were just damaging the forest, just taking the wood out without no community benefit, which they had to get involved. And I read many of their awareness program. They fly out, they share some flyer out, do not kill wild animals. But saying it is one thing, like in Liberia, you will see grow more food, but it's only rating on the car. Grow more
mm,
food, grow more food. It's only on Jeep, it's on all of their cars, but we are not seeing the food. So perhaps FDA is saying thou shall not kill those animals or do not intervene into the forest. But the concept there is, are this policy really be implemented? Because up to
mm,
now, as we speak, there are huge quantity of dry meat on the market,
mm,
which people who work with FDA, they are seeing them. They see
mm,
marketeers, they are trooping in with huge with carload of meats. They bring them into town to sell, and they pass by
mm,
FDA checkpoints. All of the checkpoints, they are on the road, they see them. So that question perhaps we will have to give to them.
mm,
What are some of the things they are already doing? What are some of the policies they are implementing? It's there,
mm.
but the implementation is really poor. So FDA is really poor in that light.
Sure, sure, sure. So we the needs to, I mean the institution needs to really double up
Yeah,
with
they need
other
to
things,
wake in.
with other regulations, and the implementation of those or law the laws that are on board. So we you see one of my comrades Frederick Dennis he he said you know he tried to he did his internship with the one of the regulatory arms of environment in Rwanda
Mhm,
here. Yeah, he said, comrade, it was so surprising to me for us to go in a field and then we see somebody who violated the regulation, the mandate from
mhm.
the regulatory arm. He said, the diet, let's say the
Yeah.
scent that they can be transporting, they
Mhm,
told them not to transport the sand to, I mean the waste material, they should not transport it to certain area. And then the certain area, but they went out, they took it from there and they were carrying the certain to one of the protected area. He said
yeah.
they put it when they met them. When they met them, they followed them quietly. He said I was with them. I was in a car with them. We went all the way, and the people went and followed them. They went and captured them. When they captured them, what they did, they found them. When they found
Mhm,
them, they took that diet. They took it from them. They told them, say they should carry it back to the same place they took it from. And then finally, then they Nita asked them, I said, the way you found it this way, where you guys going to take the money and where you guys going to put the money? They said the money, they will not count in our hand, it's going straight in government revenue.
hmm.
And the people their lesson will be seized, and they will not do any work until they pay the fine to the government revenue. He said how much, he said the money they found they was very huge. And they park the car there to the same place they met them. They park the car there. He
Mhm.
said after they park the car there, after 1 week, after 1 week we went there. When we went there, we saw the car parking to the same place. I said, oh
Wow.
God, that's what we call regulations.
Yeah,
That's what we call
regulation. Fully
yeah,
implementation.
implementation. Yeah, implementation. Because if you say this, you should stand by it, and that's how people will follow. But you are not you put all those ingredients in the book, all those important regulations or laws in the book, but the
But
implementation
it's not
has been a
it's,
problem.
it's not being followed.
They're not being followed. You see, FDA is right on the road there. And then market women will go in the market, they will go in the interior, they collect those
Yeah,
meat, they will pack it, they will follow the car with it, they can't pass pure, they carry
and
it
they are
right.
and they are checkpoint right to Mount Barclay.
They are checking right to man back there. How they pass with the meat to go. Liberia needs to do more actually. Liberia needs to do more. Yeah, we say Abu Bala says hello and thanks to. Okay, yeah, we read this. We read this before. We read this before. Avin Kpehe, we read your comment before. We read your comment before. We want to appreciate every one of you for following. And we don't have much time tonight. We just get less than 5 minutes to go. We really appreciate our guest tonight. He has given us. This is just the beginning of this show. This is just the beginning of it. Show Stream Vision has actually been operating effectively with a lot of programs. But we just initiated this environmental talk, and
Yeah,
this is the first show for the environmental talk, and I really appreciate Sion Comrade Richardford for honoring our invitation to come and speak to us and enlighten our minds on those burning issues concerning the environment. We really appreciating, and we hope to get more from him. Anytime we call upon him, we believe that he will come and then speak to us on those issues, because those issues, they are issues concerning every one of us. Abu Bala also says that what are the main threats to Liberia forest, and how do these contribute to deforestation and forest degradation? uh, uh, Mr. Kpei, I think you can respond to this. I think this will be the last
yeah.
question.
He's asking what are the main threats to Liberian
Mm,
forest. But at the
yeah.
end of it, he already gave a solution to it because
Mm,
one of the threat could be deforestation, like it is rightly
sure.
said there.
Sure.
Because if our forest is cut down,
Mm,
we are faced with deforestation, we are faced with increase in heat, we are faced with flooding because the forest also help to to reduce soil erosion. So
okay.
we are faced with land degradation because when there is no tree, we start to experience landslide. You start seeing along the roadside or around towns and villages, you see land start to fall apart because
Okay.
trees help to hold them to hold the soils
Mm,
together. So
okay.
forests play a major thing. It's not only because of cutting them down, but it also serves as a livelihood. There are some people who use forestry for medicine.
Mm,
So if these things are cut down, we may not have traditional medicines. So
okay.
it serves in different capacity. Forest also serve for tourism purpose. There are
Sure.
people who just want to see nature. They just want to see how wide is the forest, they climb over hill and the view, the beauty of the forest. In all
Mm,
countries, people pay to view forest. They make money from that. If you go
mm,
to Atawi waterfall, you see the Nima Eco Lodge. You go see the beauty of nature. You pay for them. So
okay.
if we
Mm,
damage them, we are faced
mm.
with series of threats. So,
Okay.
Bala,
That's. Mm, yeah. Yeah. Thank you. You can just make a parting comment. You can make a parting comment. Then we can have it a day.
okay,
We
thank you, Mr. Bro, for inviting me to this show. It is a
mm,
privilege to be here to share some of my thoughts. We are still around. Like
mm.
you said, I also graduated from Kigali, and I said thanks to my sponsor. I will always say that because he gave me the privilege to be where I'm at today in terms of educational issue. That is Honorable Clarence
Mm,
Kwatuma Sakwa. Uh,
okay.
I'm available. Perhaps my host will share my contact if he wants to. I'll give you the permission. If you have some
Mm,
challenges with your thesis work, I do
mm,
data analysis. I I do most of those things in SPSS, in Arrow. So you are
mm.
free to contact me. I will be able to share my little idea with you.
We come and
In the
start running
science
behind
space,
you.
I do some little calculus, little.
Mm,
Yeah, so
yeah.
you are being a
That,
fee. It is a
mm,
privilege to be here. You can contact me. You want to do your thesis defense. You are faced with some challenges or tutor. I can also
mm,
provide some tutorial for you. And I can assure you, you will come out with a flying color. I want to say thanks to all of the professor to UNILAC.
mm,
We have Dr. Martin, who teaches environmental and natural resource management.
mm.
Uh, we we also have there are so many. I try to get some of their
Yeah,
name because they are very
Demon
special.
Fancy,
Yeah,
we get
all
Dr.
of them,
Martin.
Mopesi,
Yeah,
they are all
yeah.
yeah, Mopesi, the D, and all of
Pancras.
them,
They are
all of
many.
them
They
are
are
there.
many.
Yeah, they play a
Yeah.
major